Hey, folks, my guest today is Henrique Vaz. He's the co-founder and CEO of Clean Cloud, a Brazilian cloud security startup. He worked for a few years as a corporate lawyer and then became an entrepreneur, founding 4 companies across multiple industries. Henrique, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, great to be here, Nathan. Thank you for the invite.
You bet. Okay, so Clean Cloud, who's paying for this? Help me understand who your customers are.
Okay, so we are focused on mid-market and small and medium enterprises. So companies, especially on highly regulated markets, such as financial sector, health, insurance, and things like that.
And so what might a bank or someone in the financial sector, what are they paying you for security-wise?
Yeah. Our product, Clean Cloud Score, is classified as a CSPM, a Cloud Security Posture Management. So it's going to connect to your public cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud, and we're going to check if you are comply with the main regulations and frameworks in the market, like, for example, PCI for credit cards.
Mm-hmm. And what do they pay on average per month to use your technology?
On average, they pay around $2,000 a month. We usually sell on annual contracts. You can pay monthly or upfront.
And what enables you to get someone to pay you more or less? What do you sort of price against? Is it a feature set, a usage-based model? What?
We charge based on 2 variables. The first one is the size of the cloud, how many resources are we checking? And the second is the periodicity of the compliance checks. We have the option to check daily, weekly, monthly, whatever works best for the customer. So those are the 2 variables that are going to change the pricing.
And how do you measure the size of the cloud?
Number of resources evaluated by our product.
Number of researchers, servers evaluated?
Resources. Yeah.
And what might a resource be?
How many databases, servers, whatever this is.
I see. Okay, got it. And then frequency of compliance checks. So higher frequency and more databases means you're charging more money.
Exactly.
Okay. And give me the backstory here. When did you launch the business?
So we started Clean Cloud back in 2017. We started looking for security, performance, and cost reductions. And what we saw over the first 2 years that our customers were looking for cost optimization opportunities, and there was a big gap and a big need in the market for compliance solutions. So we pivoted in 2019, and later that year in December, we launched Clean Cloud Score, focusing, like I said, on the main compliance frameworks and benchmarks for AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud.
And sorry, you said 2019?
2019, yeah.
Okay, got it. 2019. And have you bootstrapped or did you decide to raise capital?
Yeah, we raised a small round with a VC here in Brazil called Bossa Nova when we first started. Then we had a pre-seed with friends and family, and then a seed round led by 2 angel groups in Brazil, Anjos do Brasil and GV Angels.
Mm-hmm. So that seed round that you did in 2019, how much was that for?
It was a small seed, like $250K US dollars.
Okay. And how did you do that? Was that on a convertible note?
Yeah, convertible note, yeah.
What cap, do you remember?
On that round, we did, there was like 2 valuations because at that time we had one co-founder that left the company. So we had this primary and secondary valuation, and the average we don't disclose this number, but it was around $2 million.
Yeah. Well, you bring up a good problem, which is there's a lot of people that a co-founder leaves, and you have to figure out what valuation do you buy them out at versus then what valuation do you go raise at, and usually you want to buy them out at the lowest price and then go raise at the highest price. So how did you manage that?
Exactly. A good thing is that we didn't break up or anything. He had some personal issues that he left the company, and he has some experience with startups. So he knew that with the percentage he had, which was 20%, the company wouldn't be able to raise another round or a Series A, whatever this is. So it was a good conversation. Of course, it's a difficult conversation to have. To say, hey, investors are coming in at X and you are leaving at Y, which is 3, 4, 5, 10 times lower. But he understood the issue. He understood what was fair. And what we did is that we buy out 75% of his equity. So he kept a little bit because he was in the early years of the company and we found this was fair. And so we were able to get to this number and ended up being good for everybody because for the investors, they could got into on a lower valuation when you look at the average. And for me and my other co-founder, Jefferson, which is our CTO, we were able to cap more of our equity.
So just to be clear, Henrique, he owned 20%, the co-founder. You bought back about 75% of his stock, which is about 15% of the business at around a 5x valuation discount to the 2 million. So somewhere around a valuation of like 100 grand, 200 grand, something like that.
Exactly. Well, something between 5 and 10x discount.
Yeah, that's great. So if the valuation was like 200 grand to buy back his 15%, he got like a $10,000 or $20,000 check basically to sell back 15% of the business to you guys.
Yes, it was. Let me remember the numbers. Yeah, but something like that. We pay a total of 200K, something like 150K, 200K, something like that.
That's what you paid him to get back 15%.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
No. Sorry. This is I'm looking at the wrong conversion. I'm at Brazilian conversion. Yeah, we pay him like $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah. Now that makes a lot of sense. It's a really good way to do it. So, okay, so you got through that, which is a big deal. Then your cap table is cleaner. You go into 2020. Now you do a family round. How much did you raise from family and friends?
The family and friends was before the seed round 2019. We raised it back in 2017. We were first starting. So in total, CleanCloud raised like $350,000, something like that. We're kind of almost bootstrapped up until we are right now. We are getting close to $1 million in ARR, and we're looking to open a Series A round over the next quarter or two.
Okay, let me just break all that down. So you raised $350,000 to date, $100,000 from family and friends in 2017, and $250,000 in 1 year later in 2019.
Yeah.
You're also approaching $1 million run rate right now. What was your MRR last month?
Last month in US dollars, like $300,000. Oh, sorry, $650,000.
In terms of ARR?
In terms of ARR, yeah.
So divided by 12, you did about 55,000 United States dollars last month.
Exactly.
And how many customers?
We have, for both products, we have like 40 customers.
What are the two products?
CleanCloud Score, which is the CSPM, and we have a FinOps product. The first product that we have, which we call CleanCloud, we didn't have any names for it. So basically, when we pivot in 2019, we look at our customer base and saw they're looking only for cost optimization. So we decreased the product and created CleanCloud Inspect, which is a FinOps product for AWS Cloud. They're going to look for cost optimization opportunities. And we have like 40%, 35% of our revenue is coming from this product. And the other 2/3, 65% is coming from CleanCloud Score.
I see. And help me understand growth. If you're doing $55,000 a month today, what were you doing a year ago?
A year ago, 3.2x. We grew to 3.2x year to year.
Got it. So you're doing about $16,000 about a year ago.
Exactly.
Per month. Yep. That's nice growth. Now, why is now the right time to go raise capital? You mentioned a Series A.
I think a few reasons. First of all, Latin American market is really booming, right? We have a lot of funds that raise a lot of money. So there's a good opportunity there. Second, cloud security is a sector that companies, that PCs are really looking to, because all those ransomware attacks that we're seeing across the market and all the exponential growth that cloud had over 2020. So combining those things and our growth, our moment, I think is a really good moment to go raise a round. And
so you're raising a Series A now. How much do you want to raise?
We're looking to raise around $4 to $5 million.
Okay, $4 to $5 million. At what valuation?
We are still not discussing. We're just in the early days. We are not really talking to funds or anything. I just starting those conversations, sending quarterly decks to show where we are going, what are our plans. We should officially open this round, I think later this month or next month.
Mm-hmm. But how much equity do you want to sell though in your Series A? Meaning you don't want to sell above X amount.
Usually a Series A round is around 25% equity, right? 20 to 25%. So let's look to be on that percentage. Maybe we'll be able to get maybe some of the early investors. We want some liquidity on that early investment. So valuation is still cloudy. I think there's a really big gap that we could go in terms of how much the company would be valued right now.
Sure. Yeah. So if you raise $5 million and you only want to sell 25%, you'd be looking at call it a $15 million pre-money valuation, something like that.
Yeah. I think it'll be something between 10 and 15. Yeah.
Which would be a 15 to 25x multiple on your about $1 million run rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It feels pretty market. It's exciting. Now, you mentioned cap table and early investors. You already told us about your co-founder. How much do early investors own?
Around 30%, including the founder that left the company. So on our seed round, we created an SOP, stock option pool. So we have 70% on, let's call insiders, me, my co-founders, and some employees, and 30% on investors. With the investors.
Break down you guys, the co-founders versus your ESOP. How much do the co-founders own? Just you two alone?
The ESOP is like 13%.
I see.
And the remainder 30% each, right? Yeah, 31.5% each.
Got it. That. So you guys as co-founders own about 62%, your ESOP pool is 13%, and early investors own still about 20%.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Their investors 30%, right?
30%. Got it. Cool. Very cool. That makes a lot of sense. Let's move forward here. There's a lot of investors that listen. Who would be like your perfect investors? Is there anyone strategically you're looking for?
I think those investors that know the space, the cyberspace, I think is a really exciting moment for this market. And anyone with experience, I think could bring a lot to us. We also have a product. We have an add-on that we are mapping that would have a product growth strategy. So someone with that kind of strategy, some companies with PLG strategy on their portfolio would be interesting as well.
And Henrique, what's the team size today? How many people?
We are with 22 people right now. We are here based in Brazil, working on a hybrid model. Sales and product coming a few times a week to the office, and the development team 100% remote.
And how many engineers are there?
We have 6 engineers.
6 engineers. Any sales reps that carry a quota?
Carry quota 3.
3. 2, what's their quota?
2 and a head of sales. Their quota is 60,000 a year USD.
What does that mean? 60,000 USD a year?
$60,000 in ARR is their quota.
So that if they only close 60,000 in new ARR each year, that barely covers their base compensation.
Not really. Like their compensation, their fixed compensation, like remaining confidential, is like $1,000 a month.
Got it. So you pay them $12,000 fixed per year. Their goal is to close $5,000 of new ARR per month. And if they close that, you pay them some percentage of that in commission.
Exactly. We pay commissions. We pay commission for every sale and pay bonus with a quota, and we call a super quota. If they have 50% over their quota, they'll have twice their bonuses.
So if I do hit my $60,000 quota target, how much commissions will you pay me?
We pay up to 5%, depending on the seniority of the sales rep.
So got it. 10% would be $6,000. So 5% would be half that, or about $3,000 in commission on a 12K base. So my full on-target earnings as a sales reps at Clean Cloud would be about $15,000.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that scales over time. Let's wrap up, Henrique, with your famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Hard Things About Hard Things. I need to go with the obvious here. Number
2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I really like Amiran from NetApp, from Spot, that was bought by that app. He's a mentor, and I really, really look what he's doing.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building the business?
Notion.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
6 hours.
Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I'm living with my fiance, so hopefully in a few months I'll be married.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 34.
34. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Oh, I wish I work as hard as I do now.
Guys, there you have it. Clean Cloud is a security firm based in Brazil. They've got 40 enterprise customers paying on average $2,000 per month. They're doing $55,000 a month in revenue right now, up from $16,000 a month just a year ago. They've scaled this up to about a $750,000 ARR company, raising just $350,000. So pretty capital efficient with their team of, call it 22. They're looking at opening up a Series A round here shortly, aiming for a $45 million raise, and are happy to sell 20 to 25% of the business. We'll see what happens. Henrique, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you for having me, David.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.